Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG, and today we are going to have another video coming out. So one on Lorcana, one on One Piece, and we're going to be talking about Yellow in set 4. I've been going around and talking about all the new decks to come out, but there are going to be some old decks here as well, and Yellow is definitely a contender still in the upcoming format. Katakuri happens to be a leader that hits some really good numbers, of course being a 7 power leader. Every turn that swings, as long as you use effect, it only needs 1 Dawn, so that's pretty excellent. And in this set, it gains a few more goodies that help it do what it already wanted to in the first place. So we're gonna jump into those, explain to you Katakuri players that know they want to keep playing Katakuri next set, why the deck is still valid, why it still does what it needs to do, and yeah, so we're gonna have a good time here. That being said, I do want to let everybody know that we are so close to 5,000 subscribers. We are about 130, I think, away at the time of this video, and I think we're gonna get there. I think we're gonna get there by the end of this month, before then. Yeah, we will be doing a lot of cool things in the future. Gonna hopefully have some more official work for you guys on all the card games that I do, like more commentary positions, you know, showing up to more things. But it'll also have some tournament runs as soon as some more crop up that I can definitely sign up for. And then last but not least, we will be in New York Comic-Con this October. So just stay tuned to all of my social media. Maybe hit up my link tree so you can follow it all, and that'll be in the description. So with that being said, let's hop over, change the view, and start talking about these cards. Looking at these cards, the first one we're going to talk about is the leader. And before he comes up, I just want to say, as per usual, if you like the content, think about hitting that subscribe button, liking the video, you know, just maybe even checking out the Discord to see about what the UniX fam is all about, you know. Engross yourself in the different avenues of communication that we have. But this is the leader, Katakuri. He's been a mainstay since set 3 upon the inclusion of Yellow into this game. But basically, just by putting 1 Dawn under him and attacking, he's able to look at the top card of your or your opponent's life and then put it at the bottom or keep it at the top. And then he gains 1,000 power. So this is going to allow him to consistently swing for 7 and constantly give information on your own life or triggers or your opponent's, and that's going to go a long way. This combined with his top end and his triggers have allowed him to have a solid leader every single turn, triggers that come off in the early and mid game and the late game, and then a boss monster that is a massive pendulum swing of momentum. So we're going to first start talking about the cards that come out of set 4, Kingdoms of Intrigue, that are going to put Yellow in an even better position. So first we got Capone Gang Beige, and he is a 3 cost, a 2k counter, so that's excellent. But trigger it, up to one of your opponent's leader character cards cannot attack during this turn. Because it's able to do that as a trigger, you're going to be able to have situations where your opponent, like this is like the Punk Gibson of Yellow. Your opponent swings at you, or the Red Hawk, they swing at you, and you know, Capone is in your life. You just point and click and choose the thing that you did not want swinging the most, and congratulations, it can never swing. And so against Yellow, sometimes your opponent's gonna have to sequence very oddly because they don't want to potentially hit a Capone out of life and lose an on attack swing that they needed to get off. So this card is excellent, and frankly, it's not dead anywhere. It's a 2k counter in hand. It is a good trigger, and it doesn't require you to trash cards from your hand. So yeah, this card is one of those that's just good in all areas of the game. Now, moving forward to the next one, you have got Sanji. So the cool thing about this, it's a 4 cost, it's a 1k counter, and it's a 5k swinger. He's also a blocker that you can trash 1 card from your hand and play this card. Now, we already had this in the shape of, in the form of Brûlé, right? But Brûlé is also a 2 cost with very low power, so it's going to be able to be destroyed by quite a few things in this format. Whereas Sanji, there's no triggering a Sanji off of life and then just immediately wiping it off the board with a Whitebeard swing or Robin swing. You're gonna have to allot Dawn to get rid of this guy. So generally when he comes down as a blocker, it's normally just actually a block that's going to get through. He's also 5k, so he's going to go neutral with leaders, meaning he can easily be a swinger if he survives. So just a solid card. It's not like this card's broken, but he is very, very solid for his stats and what he's able to do. And then we also are going to talk about the fact that both of these guys are valid defensive triggers. So we've already had offensive triggers, such as Smoothie, such as Charlotte, such as also the normal Paraspero. So we have like all these things that come out and make swingers and bodies. But then Capone and Sanji are going to make the defensive suite along with, Thunderbolt and things like that. So this deck at this point is just a landmine field of triggers once you swing into its life, and they all do good things. And that is exactly what the Katakuri mid game wants to do. Flood the board with free, pretty much, triggered bodies, and these bodies are essentially rushers because they come into play during your opponent's turn, meaning they can swing during your own. So with this one, we're going to move over to Charlotte Paraspero, and this is just a 6-cost 8k vanilla. The thing about him is, in this game you've actually found that vanillas do quite a bit of work. They are huge in body, so they can swing into a bunch of things for clearing. Because they're huge in body, they can be harder to remove by both effect as well as actually swinging over. It's very easy to defend an 8k. So for 6, this is a very solid card to be able to be played. It's a 1k counter, as all vanillas generally are. So yeah, just a big beat stick that can be searched out. Very, very nice. And then we have the SR that's going to be coming from this set. And that SR is going to be a Yamato. Now, Yamato actually says on play. It's a 9-cost, and this is going to be actually very, very relevant because Katakuri needs to be able to use his effect, okay? So 9 Dawn, and then you use Katakuri's effect to be able to go up to 7k and look at the top or bottom. But, on play, KO to one of your opponent's characters with a cost that is equal to or less than the total life you and your opponent. Then, if you have 1 or less life, you may add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life area. So this becomes monsters. When you're at a point in the game where you only have 1 life, you are going to be able to do some pretty cool things. Now, if your opponent only has, 3 life or 2 life at this point, and you play a Yamato and you have 1 life, you can go up to 1 life. And then, but that's the last thing that happens. So you count your 1 life, your opponent's 2 life, and you destroy something with a 3 or less cost. So playing Yamato at like a much healthier standpoint is going to be unbearable, because if you have 4 life and they have 2 life, you're destroying a 6 cost or less, and that's actually substantial in terms of what you can destroy. So yes, there's a little bit of variance to it depending on when you are able to drop it in the game. However, the important part is it can be a massive swing from behind, and it's just one more way this deck tends to get ahead. You play Yamato, you blow up a Lobby, you swing with Katakuri to punch some damage in. You also regain the life because you're at 1 life, so you're at 2. If you can defend yourself and then follow it with a 10-drop Big Mom, you're now at 3 life, they probably have 0 life, and Yamato's still on the board to swing along with Katakuri. So this is essentially going to be a massive swing and advantage, and Yamato is a welcome addition to this deck. Both destruction that the deck sorely lacked, and another form of high-end life gain. So past that, there are the cards that Big Mom and Katakuri, yellow decks just enjoyed in general. And you're gonna notice that there's a trend with some of them. So actually 2 different trends. So Paraspero, you guys should already know, it's just a top 3 searcher. He can get played for 3. He goes even or neutral with leaders. 5k is just a good stat, and when he's KO'd, you can get the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 Big Mom Pirates type card, add it to your hand. So yeah, good to come off the trigger, can harass your opponent until they get rid of it, and it'll give you a search. Then you have Cracker, one of the most devastating cards to flip out from a life pool at the first swing, because he will come down, you will be at 4 life to your opponent's 5, he will Dawn X1, and then you can put as much Dawn on him as you like and swing for double strike just to get that easy chip damage in. Very, very, very strong card. Moving on, you've got Charlotte Smoothie. And Charlotte Smoothie says, when attacking, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. This character gains plus 2k. So it's going to go up to a 7k as well, able to harass, but able to come off of life for free. So now you've got Paraspero, Smoothie, Cracker, you've got Capone, you've got Sanji. Those are 5 cards that come off of your life. You've also got Brulee if you want it. The point is, this deck has a whole, almost half of its characters are just gonna fall out of your life, just by playing the game. Followed up by its top end, which is Big Mom 7 from the starter deck, where your opponent gets to lose a life, you get to gain a life. Followed by Big Mom 10, where you play it, your opponent loses a life, you gain a life. And then up with that, you're now gonna have Yamato along with Katakuri. So the whole point of this right now is that you are able to amass so much of a game that just deals with your opponent dealing damage to you and you playing cards out for free. But using cards like Big Mom 7, using cards like Charlotte Linlin, or Big Mom 10, even using cards like Katakuri, if you spend something of yours, you're going to be going up on life, not only making it harder for your opponent to close it out, but you're also going to be making it a point where your opponent has to wade through that life pool again, not knowing if they're going to add more bodies to your board. So the answer that I wanted to say is yes. If you are currently playing yellow, have no fear. Yellow still is powerful next set. It's gaining a double support, essentially. This is the second out of, I think, 3 or 4 times I've seen this happen. The first one was, actually no, it's not the second. It's actually just the first one was Wano. Wano came out with set 1 cards and then gained a slew of set 2 cards because 2 different leaders were green Wano. Then in set 3, you have, you have Yellow Big Mom, which now is in set 4 is getting more Yellow Big Mom support. But then also in set 2 you had Whitebeard, Red Whitebeard, and then set 3 you also had Red Whitebeard in the form of Ace. And now I believe moving forward in this set we're getting green purple Doflamingo, but next set we're getting green Kotazan. So we are going to be able to have multiple sets. Seems like they try to slip one every set that's going to start in one set but get a whole extra set of help in the following set, and that's pretty cool. I don't mind that. Let me know what your thoughts are about yellow. Let me know what your thoughts are about it going into the next format, and until the next time I will see you, we are going to play a reel from Mystic TCG so you guys know where to get your One Piece cases in the future, and I'll see you next time. So let's talk about Mystic TCG, your one-stop shop for all your TCG needs. On the site, you can buy or pre-order plenty of sealed product for plenty of games. Just make sure though, if you're pre-ordering, to give it 3 to 4 months in advance to start looking, because sometimes the product is indeed hot, supply and demand, you know? And then if you want to buy singles, go on tcgplayer.com. There's going to be a link in the description where you can buy for the best value. And if you want to sell cards or collections, you can message them on their Facebook site so you can get the best bang for your buck on any type of way you want to buy or sell cards. And then while you're at it, you can use the code UNIXTCG at checkout to get even more of a discount. So hey, what are you waiting for? Check out Mystic TCG today.